This shit is precious as gold. You said it's stressing, but that's just how it goes. In less than seconds it's gone. This shit is precious as gold. You said it's stressing, but that's just how it goes. In less than seconds it's gone. This shit is precious as gold. You said it's stressing, but that's just how it goes.
Another day, another dollar in the life of Charles Johnson. We do what we do to help keep this joint
A lot of shit made, a lot of dollars spent, your rent paid, but not a lot of common sense, not a lot in common. I'm not the kind of send kindness, I'd rather condescend. My kind of sense is the depths of hell for these kind of sins. I'm one to be tripolar, I'm going back and forth. Trials, experiments, analyzing my lab reports. You know, try all exteriors I meant, analyzing my lab reports. Cause shipments, brimming cosmic rays make it easy to pass the storm. The thing is, I can rock anybody.
Check. Man, so Charles Johnson, Will Charles Johnson, born, man, Lansing, Michigan, moved to Detroit, been in Oklahoma City for 20-some years, man. So definitely certified. I got that Okie card long time ago. So I've always been a sneakerhead, man, since a kid. You know, I remember my first pair of Nike Air Flights, man. My brother's girlfriend got them for me. It was like a complete instant fall in love with sneakers at that point. I used to bother my mother for sneakers, man. She wouldn't give me the expensive shit, you know what I'm saying? And so that's where the love started. Years later, you skip ahead to Oklahoma City, man, and there was a group called OKC Kicks. And at the time, I had just got invited to the group. I didn't know anything about sneaker groups or anything like that at the time. And so I had two pair of shoes from high school. I had my 1996 Bred 11s, which they call now. Back then, it was just called a Jordan. And I don't even know if they called them, they did call them 11s back then, but it wasn't called Bred. The box literally said Tru Red and black. That's it, and white. So, and then I had a pair of 13s, you know, which came out in 98, the 13 dropped, 97, first drop of 13, okay. That's called the Bred 13 now. Back in the day, wasn't called that. Tru Red, black, Jordan 13. So I posted this picture, and the shoes were all beat up, man. And I said, okay, hey, you know, what could I do with these shoes? Of course, it was OGR, and OGR means the box paper, everything that originally came with the shoe. And so I said, hey, what can I do with this shoe? And everybody was like, you could sell the box. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cold. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's cold. The shoes are still in halfway decent condition, but they were beat. So what I did is, man, I cleaned the shoe up a little bit, painted the toe box a little bit, and then reposted the picture. And I was like, yo, check them out. And then from that point on, it was like, boom. People started hitting me up like, hey, can you do it to my pair? And at that time, I was like, yo, I didn't even know sneaker restoration was a thing back then. My mentality, man, is if I can make money from it and I like to do it, I'll do it and I'll run with it. And so that's originally where sneaker restoration started. Shortly after that, came up with the Bizy Kicks name. So beyond sneakers, you also have a love for mobile detailing, cleaning cars, waxing, and doing the inside, outside. We're into ceramic coating now, which is like taking off. It's like a new fad in the mobile detail industry. And that love from detailing cars actually came back when I first got my first car, which is a 1983 Chevy Malibu. The first day that I got that car, Bob Howard had the car, and I went over there, and I wanted the car right away. And so the guy said, well, you know, let us clean it up before you get this car. And I was like, nah, I'll take it dirty. I want it dirty. I'll go home and clean the car. You know what I'm saying? And so then that's what my love for cleaning cars first started at. And what it is I wanted to do service-based businesses. I did all the fads. I did the T-shirt, the print, the tall tees, man, with with the print, man. I did that and it didn't work. That's what you call a want business. That's not a need business. So there's a difference between businesses: want, need, service, want. So when I decided to come over service-based businesses, then that made more sense because people are gonna always need what? Services. People like to pay for what? Services, because they don't have the time to do it or they don't want to do it, you know? So you also had a mobile detailing. And so the love from that, also the mindset behind it, when you think about the two businesses that I have, sneaker restorations and mobile detailing. It's like a dopamine. It's a before and after. It's what's seeing something before and the after result, and that drives you, and it keeps driving you. And years later, that's still what drives me. I'm like addicted to the before and after. So that's a couple of the businesses that I do. This new venture here is what we call the Bizy world. For years, I've always had this place in my head that I call the Bizy world, and the whole premise behind this new venture that we have going on is to be able to do everything out of one spot. We don't need multiple buildings to do everything that we do. Now, eventually, there'll be a standalone Bizy Kick store at some point. But this idea of the Bizy world is for us to do whatever we want to out of. You got mobile detailing on one side. You got sneaker restorations on the other side. We're going to have local food people through here almost weekly. This right here is a blessing. Hard work has paid off to be able to make it in here. Now hard work is going to be able to keep this place and let this place flourish, man. So we can do whatever we want to do out here. Almost like a Rob Deer. How you say his last name? Deerdeck. When he had, what was it, the Fantasy Factory or whatever it was. Yeah. Expect some stuff like that out of here. Yeah, just expect some of that kind of crazy stuff, man. So that's where this idea of this new venture comes from. And also, not only does it allow us to be able to do what we want out of here, this place will also provide a opportunity for people to make extra money. You know what I'm saying? And not only just working hands-on with stuff, but it also will allow people to bring ideas to me, and they'll be able to get their ideas out through the Bizy world. And that's the premise behind it. Motivation comes from a few different places. First and foremost, is God and the universe. I stay connected to the universe. And that's first and foremost. After that, it's my mother. My mother is, she's older. She's on kidney dialysis, and she's got health issues. But, every day, almost with no complaint, she does what she needs to do. She's up. That's my motivation. That's where I get my strength from. And then, other than those two things, then you have your peers, man. You have people that people that you personally know, and you see them on social media. And I'm not talking about stars. I mean, now, don't get it twisted. You can be motivated by some of your most favorite stars, but having people in your immediate circles and people around you that you love, friends, family that are doing their own thing, and seeing them being successful, that's motivation. But that's letting you know right there you got someone within arm's reach that is being successful, and that makes you want to get there. So therefore, it helps motivate you on the daily. You just want to get out here and get it, man. You want more and more. And to not sell yourself short, there's no ceilings. Like Wayne say, no ceilings, man. You take this straight through the Milky Way. That's where we going. Hey, man, first and foremost, what I'm saying, Tru Erra, man, my guy, we go back years, man, and I've always been, a fan of of what Tru Erra is and what it stands for, and and that motivation and the premise of saying keep it pushing, just almost like one of my favorite artists, Lupe Fiasco. It ties right into the skateboarding, bro. Kick and push, you know what I'm saying? And you have to keep going. So that's a direct connect to what the busy world is and busy kicks and everything that I got going on, man. It's just pushing on, man. To see a future in what you're doing. You're doing something that you love to do, and that's definitely where Tru Erra stands for, man. Ties right into the busy kicks mentality, the busy world mentality. It's that mentality of pushing, man, keeping it going. It's just going to be a place to where you can come up and get multiple things done. So, March 11th, Saturday, March 11th for sure, is the first Busy Kicks pop up. Sounds by DJ Reaper. Food is going to be by Desi's Bussin' Bites. She's got some crazy wings and mac and cheese. Even her desserts and stuff is crazy. So you're going to want to get some of that food. And other than that, it's just going to be a good time. Good time to come out. Fuck yeah. Yo, my name is Charles Johnson, Will Charles Johnson. This is Tru Erra Living.
Oh,
You didn't. You gotta.
MICKEYMOUSE.
I'm just gonna take some fillers,
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want from here. Yeah. Much love, King.
Yes, sir. Much love, King.